Welcome to High School Football Game Night, presented by Scenic Cable Network and Production. Now, here's tonight's game.
Starting offense tonight for the Zion Chapel Rebels at center, number 34, Dalton Green. At guard, number 60, Sheldon Hudson. At guard, number 51, John Wayne.
Welcome to the campus of Providence Christian School. It's a great night here for football. Nick Gwynn with you and Mark Smith. And Mark, great night for this opener here at Providence Christian with Zion Chapel coming to town.
Yes, it's a great night for football so far anyway. And we've got, after a rain out last week in our jamboree, so it's the first look we've had for these guys, but we've got a lot of returning starters and a lot of experience this year, which has not always been the case.
That's right, and Zion Chapel did win the toss and is elected to receive, and I know that rain out last week, Mark, a lot of those kids are ready to play, ready to hit, and that week just, I think, got them a little bit more fired up, so we should see some good hitting tonight.
Absolutely.
Providence kicks off from the 40. That's Burleson, I believe.
That's Cade C.
Cade C. Kick goes over his head. He runs backwards. He's from the 2. He's going to be covered up and tackled at the 6-yard line.
Nick, that was Ricky Hall, a new member of the team this year. We've heard great reports from him. He's a junior, and he's going to play probably middle linebacker, and he makes the first tackle of the year.
Yeah, Ricky was actually in homeschool, I believe, for several years. Decided to come to Providence for his junior year, and they've been excited about having him here. And he's been waiting for 2 years to hit somebody, I think.
Absolutely. I think he played a little bit of city ball, but this is his first action in high school ball.
Snap, give up the middle, and he's going to be covered up at the line for no gain.
And Nick, that was Robert Chapman, a senior we've seen quite a bit over the years. And also Cade C, also on the tackle.
Justin Mobley is the quarterback for the Zion Chapel Rebels.
Nick, they run a similar offense to ours. Of course, we're going to be adding some new wrinkles this year, but they kind of run the same thing we've kind of ran for the last couple of years. They don't have quite the speed we do, but they're pretty big up front.
Providence players pointing at somebody on the line. I think somebody moved. Flags come down, and that'll back the ball up.
And Nick, Zion Chapel they were able to play a half last week before the storm got them, and believe they played Pleasant home.
Yep.
And it was a close ball game. It's hard to tell in those jamborees because everybody's playing, but.
Well, Zion Chapel is a 1A school, if I'm not mistaken, and so this is not a region game for us. So after...
Actually, Zion Chapel is a 2A school.
Are they
just
2A?
a different area.
Oh, they're in our different area. I didn't realize they were 2A now.
Yeah.
Takes a snap right at the goal line, gets back to the line of scrimmage, covered up at the 4. So that's going to bring up third and about 13 from the maybe 3-yard line, 4-yard line.
He was tackled by a host of players, including Ricky Hall and number 9, Gray McClendon. Gray McClendon is an interesting story. He is a senior that has not played football before. He's a great athlete, great baseball player, and
got good speed, and is, as a new player on the team has already earned a starting position. So.
Yeah, I mean, 2 guys, Ricky Hall and him, and both of them have natural football instincts.
So third and about 13 now, standing at the 1. The give over the right side. He's going to get maybe a yard, maybe nothing. That's going to bring up 4th and a long.
There again, Ricky.
12.
That was Cade C on the tackle. Cade played a lot last year as a 10th grader, and he's going to be counted on a lot more this year. Him and Ricky Hall are playing that middle linebacker position, and they're going to be quite a duo. We're going to see a lot of tackles between those two guys.
Jackson Reeves drops back to receive the punt. Zion Chapel's punter standing about a yard inside the back line. And we're going to get a timeout by Zion Chapel. So with 9:33 to go in the first quarter, score still 0-0. So after the timeout by Zion Chapel, it's 4th and about 11 with 9:33 to go in the first quarter. Punter is backed up in his end zone. Jackson Reeves back to receive for Providence. High snap. Good punt there. Off to the side. Takes one bounce and bounces right into Jackson's hands, and that he got lucky there because that defender for Zion Chapel was right next to him.
Yeah, he better hope he doesn't come to the sideline because Coach might have something to say to him, taking a chance like that. They were going to have good field position either way, but Cade likes to take some chances, and
he does.
And, he took one there. But anyway, after negative yards for Zion Chapel, Providence takes over on their 40-yard line.
That's about a 45-yard punt for Zion Chapel. So Providence, their first series, 1st and 10. Hunter Gwynn in the shotgun. The give will come around the right side. Jackson Reeves. Jackson Reeves gets the corner and is forced out of bounds just inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it's about a 21-yard gain, Nick, and got a good block outside. I believe that was Brandon Barnes, and I was watching the side judge there to make sure we didn't get a hold call, but it was borderline, but a good block.
But there for a minute, it looked like Jackson wasn't going to get. He kind of swung deep and didn't look like he was going to get turned upfield. But once he did, he's got good speed. So
absolutely.
1st and 10 now from the 19-yard line. Edwin Colley gets the ball. He's going to take it outside, try to get the corner. Stiff arm. He's going to get down to the 10. He's going to bring up 2nd and about 2.
Nick, it looks like, as we had kind of expected, that we have quite a bit more team speed than they do, and I think we'll be going wide a lot. I mean, their strength is their inside tackles and defensive line.
Yeah, size-wise on the defensive line, they outsize us on the line for
absolutely.
Sure.
So, I mean, we've got good athleticism there, but anyway, we're going to take it out wide until they stop us.
Gwen takes a snap, gives to Colley straight up the middle, proving Mark wrong, and he's going to drag defenders into the end zone. So much for keeping it outside, Mark.
Just like I said, we're going to keep it outside. Anyway, Edwin Colley, the experience, Edwin Colley is
he's a junior.
Is just a junior, but he has played quite a bit since his freshman year. He started as a freshman in the defensive backfield and played both ways last year. Quite an athlete.
So Cade C comes in for the point after. Tanner Dillard, the holder. Interesting story. Tanner, who has suffered a knee injury last year, had to have surgery. He was a running back. The only way the doctors would let him come back and play football is if he was in a non-contact position. So they made him the holder. So with 8:51 to go in the first quarter, Providence goes up 6-0. So after a quick touchdown there on 3 plays for Providence, Cade C will tee the ball up at the 40 to kick off. Just under 9 minutes left in the first quarter. One thing, Mark, this year for one of the first times, we got probably more kids this year not having to play both directions, which is going to help us in the long run.
Absolutely.
Ball taken to the 15, hit hard at the 20, and brought down at the 21.
Yeah, Ricky Hall again on the tackle.
Ricky played baseball for me several years ago, and in the City League. And Ricky's he's a smart kid, and he's got good speed. And
the coaches have said he's got natural football instincts, which is unusual for a kid that hasn't played.
And you can't teach
obviously,
him.
yeah. But Nick, we've got a lot of young guys on this team, but we really got a lot of experience too. So it's a very good situation to have in two-way football. at the end of the year, all this is going to pay off, I hope.
That's what the coaches are counting on. The give over the right side that time went for about 2 yards.
Stopped by Robert Chapman. Robert's another guy that's got quite a bit of experience. He hasn't started all 3 years, but he's played a lot the last 3 years, and on both offense and defense. And looks like so far tonight he's mainly playing defensive end, even though he's listed as a tight end on the position.
Yeah, Robert he will come in at tight end some.
Right.
He had a couple of key catches in some games last year.
That's
so.
right.
Pitch out to the left side, makes the first man miss, but not the second, and he'll get to the 25-yard line for a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, Nick, that was Parker Griffin, and they're really pumped up about Parker. He's quite an athlete as well. I've been hearing about Parker since his Little League baseball days.
Yep.
And he came in and made the tackle there, and Cade C with an assist.
We do have a new coach this year too, Mark. I want to mention that. Alan Thomas is on the sideline, works with the linemen. Alan played college ball at Ole Miss and at Troy. And he's added a lot to this coaching staff, and the kids really responded to him well. That's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to bring up 4th down and about 6 yards. And we're going to see the punt team again, I believe.
That was Robert Chapman and Cade C on the tackle, and these guys are really having a difficult time getting anywhere on our defense.
Well, I think our kids, like I said, missing out on playing the Jamboree last week, they were anxious to start to hit somebody other than their teammates. And I think that week they've just been stewing all week, waiting for this opportunity. So, good snap. Punt is off. It's a good kick. And it will come to rest and be down at the 48-yard line, where Providence will take over for its second possession, with 6 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the first quarter. Providence lines up for its second possession. This time they will give up the middle. Edwin Colley has a big hold, drops the ball, puts it on the ground.
Nick, I think he got it back.
I hope he did. That's, Edwin last year was one of our workhorses as a running back, but he coughed up a couple last year. And
all right, we got a timeout on the field. It looks like maybe a heat timeout.
Yep, about halfway through the first quarter. 5 minutes, 47 seconds to go in the first quarter, and we will have a heat timeout. So after the heat timeout, there's 5:47 to go in the first quarter. Providence up 6-0. Providence has 2nd down and 1 yard to go. Ball at the 26-yard line. Snap, this time gives to the second man, and he is brought down for a loss.
Yeah, that was a little bit slow developing there, Nick.
We're going hurry up again, though.
Yeah, and that's good. We need to do this as much as possible to get ready for the rest of the season.
Well, you get a team. Zion Chapel doesn't have as many players on the roster, and they're gonna wear out a lot faster. So this time Gwynn's going to roll out. He's looking to pass. He's got a man. Brandon Barnes.
Nice.
Good throw and catch there. Ball down to the 18-yard line for another first down.
Yeah, that was nice. They weren't expecting that. A good fake, and he rolled out and hit Barnes in stride.
And they come right back up on the ball.
Yeah, I love this. And you're going to see Gwynn to Barnes quite a bit this year.
I think you will. Colley cuts back. Colley's got a wide open lane to the end zone. One man to beat, and he runs over him. Helmet comes off, but that's going to be a touchdown.
I don't think that guy will be doing that again.
No, Edwin, he broke down to tackle Edwin, and Edwin just ran him over.
And just a great run. Good blocking by the offensive line.
Edwin didn't come out. I think he has to come out.
He does. He's coming out now. They're going to go for 2, but Edwin cannot be in on the play because he lost his helmet.
They're sending Gwynn back in. And, one thing we're a little concerned off-season, we were a little concerned Hunter Gwynn broke his hand in a basketball game, summer basketball game, about, 9 weeks, 10 weeks ago now, and he was got his cast off basically one day before practice started. Gwen.
Yeah, 2-point conversion to Robert Chapman.
Yep.
Very nice.
So, with 4:49 to go in the first quarter, Providence takes a 14-0 lead. Okay, with 4:49 to go in the first quarter, KC will tee the ball up again for the third time and kick off to Zion Chapel. Providence only has 10 players on the field.
Yeah, little mix-up. We had a player come off, and now he's coming back on the field. That's some first game jitters there. And
a couple of younger players on the kickoff team. And we're going to get everybody in position. And here goes the kick. This is a good deep kick. This is going to roll into the end zone. That landed in the end zone.
That was a great kick. That's something we haven't seen a lot of.
Well, I'm telling you, Mark, all 3 kicks tonight, not a one of them have been an onside kick, and that's a little different.
Unusual.
That's a little different for Providence. So
yeah,
maybe there's a new era.
Maybe so.
We're going to start kicking the ball. So Zion Chapel will start on the 20-yard line. This is their third series?
Yes, their third series.
Okay. I'm having a hard time keeping up. All right. Their third series. So far, Zion Chapel hasn't had a first down.
Already seeing a few substitutes. Andrew Peterson has come in at middle linebacker in place of Cade C. Probably just give Cade a breather.
Broken play. That was a broken play. Quarterback turned and running back wasn't there. And he's going to lose about 4 yards.
He was tackled by a host of Eagle tacklers, and
including who else? Ricky Hall. Jared Ray on that tackle as well.
Nick, I want to point out something. For the first time in Eagles history, we have a band.
We do.
They are playing in the stands tonight, and we'll probably hear them at some point.
I don't think they're a marching band yet. I think it's still just a pep band or whatever you want to call it. Delay give.
Nice open field tackle by Jackson Reeves.
Daniel Peoples on that carry. And he tried to get outside, but just couldn't get there.
Yeah, he broke containment a little bit, but Jackson came up and made a good tackle, and Brandon came in at the end and finished it off. Nick, it's good to see all these guys that had a few injuries here and there. Brandon Barnes was hobbled some at the end of last year.
Yep. 2 years ago, Brandon had his jaw broken in the game. So.
Yeah.
Dropping back to pass, looks downfield, has a man. Pass is broken up that time.
That is nice. That was
by number 9. That's Gray McClendon.
That was going to be close to a first down, Nick, and Gray came up and made a play. And like I said, Gray's not played organized football. I mean, maybe some city ball when he was little, but he's just a natural athlete. It's one of those guys that when I was growing up, I was always envious of. His father played baseball at Alabama. For some of those people listening probably remember Ted McClendon. He was a third baseman for Alabama's team that went to the World Series back in the day.
So Zion Chapel will punt again with it 4th and 7. Jackson Reeves stands on the 48-yard line waiting to receive this punt. Good punt. He's going to let it bounce. He's going to take it off a bounce. Miss one, break one tackle, and get up to midfield. So Providence will start their next possession right at midfield.
Nick, we have started all 3 possessions inside the 50-yard line, and that's always a good thing. And
it is.
The defense is really making that happen, obviously, and the offense has been able to take advantage of it.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from about the 49-yard line with 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Providence with a 14-0 lead. Gwen takes a snap, gives straight up the middle to Colley. Colley breaks one tackle, is hit and brought down at the 36-yard line.
Nick, we said that these big guys were their strength, but as this game goes on, they're gonna wear down. You already see some of them with their hands on their hips, and our offensive line, while not as big as it's been in the last couple years, very athletic,
lot quicker,
and we got some experience on the line as well.
So 1st and 10 from the 26-yard or 36-yard line. This time the ball, can't see who it was given to.
That was an inside handoff to Garrett Raffle, the fullback.
Okay. Raffle is another one. He's a senior, and this is his first year to play football.
Absolutely.
Several of these kids got to their senior year and said, hey, I think I'm missing out on something.
Yeah, these guys are good baseball players, great athletes, and they finally decided to come out for some football. And it's going to really help our depth this year that is important as we go on into the season.
So 2nd and a little more than 10 now. Hunter Gwynn gets a snap. He's looking to throw this time, looking downfield. Finds a man. Oh, overthrows him just a touch. He was looking that time for Colin Dean.
Yeah, Colin.
And if he had caught that ball, I think it's a touchdown.
Yeah, Colin kind of slowed down. He was open, and Hunter didn't see him to begin with, so he slowed down. And then Hunter saw him, and it was he took off again, but it was a little bit late. But
he got a hand on it, but probably about a half-yard shy of that being a touchdown.
Yeah. Another good pass, another good route by the receiver, and
so it's 3rd, and we'll call it a long 10. This time Gwynn fakes the handoff, drops back to pass, has some pressure, flush from the pocket, looks deep, just throws it out of bounds there just to avoid taking the sack. Probably if that ball had been a little closer, you might have got a holding call out here. The cornerback had a hold of the jersey of our receiver.
Yeah, I think so. He was he definitely had a hand on the shoulder. I don't know whether he grabbed it or not, but it looks like we're going to go for it here, Nick. I don't think we've got anything to lose at this point.
No,
to go ahead and go for it. Our defense is playing very well right now, and there's just no reason to punt the ball.
Well, 14-0 lead. There's 2 minutes, 13 seconds to go in the first quarter. We're inside the 50. So with 4th and long 10, Providence lines up to go for it. This time, fake the handoff. Has a man, Robert Chapman, and Robert, ball hit him in the hands, but he didn't come down with it. That would have been enough for a first down.
Yeah, the defensive back made a good play on it, but it did hit him in the hands. But the defensive back was right there and knocked the ball out of his hands. Anyway.
So Zion Chapel gets their best field position of the night.
That's right.
They'll start at the 38-yard line with 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. We need to do a little better job getting some of these Zion Chapel gentlemen getting their names on here. Again, Justin Mobley is the quarterback. So we're going to have a timeout.
Providence is taking timeout here.
All right, Providence takes a timeout with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. So after that timeout by Providence, Mark, they took the timeout. They only had 10 players on the field and felt like it was a good time to take a timeout and get a full staff out there.
Absolutely.
Zion Chapel has the ball 1st and 10. Fumbles the snap. Does get it off. And that is Daniel Peoples. He's going to go around the right end, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all he's going to get.
Gray McClendon in on the end of the tackle. I could not see the beginning of it, but that was obviously a little bit of a busted play.
We got a pretty good crowd here tonight for the first game, Mark, and the weather, I think, it was a little sketchy at first. Had some rain earlier in the day, and I think some people are a little worried about the rain, but it's holding off, and hopefully it'll hold off the rest of the night.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good, but I'm not going to rule it out completely, but it feels good out here. It's not as humid as when we first got here. Little quarterback draw.
Quarterback draw, and he doesn't have any room to go anywhere. That was 70. Who was that?
Brian Jones, I believe.
Yep, sure enough.
Brian plays both ways. He plays tackle, I believe, maybe guard, but he on defense, he plays defensive tackle. And he shot through the gap there and made the tackle on that. He was not fooled at all by the quarterback draw.
He got off his blocker real well too, Mark.
Absolutely.
And, they were trying to block him, but so that's going to be 3rd and 11 now. Dropping back to pass, rolling out to his left, being pursued. not going to get rid of the ball. He's going to get killed right as he tries to get rid of the ball.
I'll tell you what.
Ball only went about 4 yards.
Ricky Hall was on him, and then Brandon came in and finished him off. But he had nowhere to go. He just run out the sidelines or try to get rid of it.
He was lucky that ball barely made it past the line of scrimmage.
It did, and but he also got hit pretty good there. And anyway, it brings up 4th down, and once again they've
a punt.
They're going to have to punt.
There's 29 seconds left in this first quarter. So this punt, we may have one more play after the punt. This punter's been doing a pretty good job. High snap, brings it down. Good punt off to the right. It's going to bounce and go out of bounds, and they're going to mark it at the 34-yard line. 19 seconds to go in this quarter.
Yeah, this is our worst field position by far, and it's not too bad, really, 34-yard line. And I think that as long as we do what we've been doing, we can sustain these drives and wear this team out.
Yeah, so far, the story in this first quarter is that we've held Zion Chapel to no first downs, and they've been 3 and out for is that 4 possessions or 5? I guess 4. Give to Collie straight up the middle. He is wrapped up. He's going to be brought down at the 40, a gain of about
Nick,
6.
I think
There's a flag.
I think we had one guy start a little early on that, and that's what the flag's going to be for. That's what it looked like to me, one of our linemen.
No,
actually
it's
a
gonna be
hold. That's an odd place for a flag for a hold on a run up the middle.
Yeah, a
But,
hold on the outside.
Yeah, but anyway, it's going to back us up. I'm sure they're going to back us up here. And
No, they will back us up. Take every advantage they can get. So that's going to back us up.
Nick, it's been normally in the first game of the year you're going to have quite a few penalties, but tonight we have not.
It's been fairly clean. It has. So that is a marked off from the spot of the foul. So it's going to be 1st and 19 now. Clock starts, and I don't think we're going to get a playoff here.
No.
And we do not. So at the end of the first quarter, Providence with a 14-0 lead over Zion Chapel. Back for the second quarter here at Providence Christian School. Providence with a 14-0 lead on Zion Chapel. Providence will have first down and about 19 yards. Ball sits on the 25.
Be interesting to see what we do here, Nick. We've been running the ball pretty well. Obviously, been throwing the ball pretty well too. 1st and 25. Inside handoff.
Inside handoff. He's got blockers. He's going to get.
Robert.
Robert didn't get called for that. Looked like it could have been a late.
Robert got rolled up on. His knee got rolled up on
goodness.
by one of the linemen, and that's what I was worried about. But he got on up. And
that was about a 12-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 6 now. And I feel like if Jackson had taken that ball
a little bit outside,
he might would have gone the distance. But he was following his blockers like he's supposed to. So 2nd and 6. This time it's the inside double handoff.
Jackson again.
Jackson, he's going to be wrestled down by the neck. He's going to get down to the 42-yard line, though. That'll be more than enough for a first down.
Jackson, they're run a lot of inside stuff with Jackson. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but he seems to be able to find the hole and hit it pretty quick.
He does, and when he hits it, he's got the speed to back it up, too. So a new set of downs for Providence. Ball on the 41-yard line. Providence is going to take a timeout. So 10:52 to go in the first half. Providence 14, Zion Chapel 0. So after the Providence timeout, it's 1st and 10, ball on the 41-yard line.
After the timeout, Eagles have it first down and 10 yards to go. Ball resting at the Zion Chapel
Give this time to
Colin Dean.
Colin Dean. Collins is going to pick up about 17 yards on that carry. Another first down.
We were just talking about in the break, his brother Jackson, who's a senior, who's really played a lot in the last couple of years, is out with an injury. But Colin's a 10th grader. Colin is a 10th grader and getting his first real playing time. Played a little bit last year, but
Providence in no huddle again, and this time they're going to get a flag. Everybody started too soon there.
Yeah, that was ugly. That was one of those first game things that we need to get cleaned up. But
well, I think when you're getting some momentum too, you get a little anxious.
Yeah.
So
especially trying to run the no huddle stuff and guys get off kilter. But that's what this is for. We're gonna 1st and 15 is not too bad after we picked up 1st and 25 on 2 plays.
Okay, 1st and 15. Gwen gets a snap. Ooh, bobbled the handoff there.
Yeah,
Colley's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that because of the bobble, that kind of threw the timing off of that play. But
it wasn't a fumble.
No.
Count our blessings. So 2nd and 15 now. 9:50 to go in this half. It's always nice to start, Mark. We didn't do it last year. This year, it's always nice to start your season with a home game.
Absolutely.
This time, Gwen fakes the handoff. It's a screen pass to Colley. He's got blockers in front of him. He cuts back. He's got one man to beat, and he beats him.
Touchdown.
That's going to go for a touchdown from the 30-yard line.
Absolutely. That was perfectly designed screen pass. He had 3 linemen out in front and
made the right cut.
And there's no stopping him once he gets started.
So a 30-yard touch screen pass for a touchdown with 9:22 to go in this first half. Tanner Dillard will put the ball down for Cade.
Eagles lining up for the one-point conversion try. Number 35, Dillard the holder. Number 25, C will be the kicker.
It's a good snap. Ball's down. It's up, and it is good.
Good.
So with 9:22 to go in this first half, Providence takes the 21-0 lead. Yep. So with 9:22 to go in the first half, Providence with the 21-0 lead. Providence will tee the ball up again to kick it off.
Nick, it's been a good opening half for the Eagles. And defense is playing extremely well. Offense is moving the ball and doing some good things, both on the ground and through the air.
Another high kick is going to come down on the 15. It's going to be handled there, and he's
got some
taking
running
it to
room.
the outside. He's got a little bit of room. He's going to get all the way across midfield before he's forced out of bounds. So this will be the best field position that Zion Chapel's had tonight.
Nick, that is number 1, Charles Sin.
He's a 9th grader, listed as a quarterback, probably the 2nd-string quarterback. That was a good run, though. He found the lane out there that we didn't fill and got a couple blocks.
Yep, well, that's a coaching moment. This week we'll be watching film, and that's something that they can all learn from.
So 1st down and 10. Ball sits on the 48-yard line. The best field position Zion Chapel's had tonight. This time, direct snap. They were in kind of a wildcat. They didn't have a quarterback back there that time.
Nick, that was an interesting play. Wish we could have the replay, but our line took those guys down and took that offensive line down. And
Mobley, the quarterback, is
Ricky Hall came through and just met the guy at the line of scrimmage.
Mobley, the quarterback for Zion Chapel, was over to the sideline to get a play and kind of bent over, hands on his knees. I think he may still be feeling that hit he got in that last series.
Yeah.
So there will be a timeout now by Zion Chapel with 8:44 to go in this first half. So after the Zion Chapel timeout, it's 2nd and 8 for Zion Chapel. Ball sitting on the 46-yard line.
After the timeout, Rebels have it, second down, 9 yards to go.
Direct snap this time to number 25. That's Daniel Peoples.
Nick, I noticed something their line is starting to do. The last 2 plays, they're immediately going down and kind of cut blocking.
Submarining a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it worked on that play.
Yeah, it worked on that play. The one before it did not work on.
Now, the last 2 plays, too, Mark, they have not lined up a quarterback. They've lined up 2 running backs in the backfield.
They're just direct snapping it to one of those guys. Yeah.
Now, this time, Mobley is lined up. He's going to look to pass. Looks to the outside, a little pass out in the flats. It's not going to go anywhere. In fact, it might have lost a yard.
Yeah, that was Colin Dean on the tackle, along with Harrison Labanowski. Harrison's another returning starter. He started last year at cornerback, and
he's
he's
just a junior.
Just a junior this year. Colin Dean is obviously just a sophomore, so a lot of youth.
So 2nd down and a little more than 10 for Zion Chapel. Ball sitting at the 35-yard line. Mobley, that time direct snap, and
Yeah,
that didn't go anywhere.
No.
Direct snap to Joshua Pence.
And Cade Seed met him in the backfield. Nick, we've got one freshman on the field who's come in this series. It's Harrison Barron. And we've got more 9th graders dressed out with the varsity this year than ever before. And they're a very athletic class, and quite a few of them are going to get some playing time here and there.
Yeah, well, if this game continues to go like it has, we'll probably see a lot of them tonight.
Absolutely.
So.
But Harrison is in. Looks like he's playing the outside linebacker spot. Got movement.
And that's going to back Zion Chapel up. So it's 3rd and 9 right now. That's going to back them up and make it 3rd and 14.
Yeah, Zion Chapel had finally got a little bit of momentum, and they had that play for a loss on the last play, and then this penalty is backing them on up.
.6:53 to go in the first half. It's 3rd down and about 14 for Zion Chapel. And I anticipate another heat timeout probably within the next 2 plays. This time the toss goes out to the left and the ball hits the ground. There's a scramble for it. I think Zion Chapel did recover, but they lost a couple yards.
Yeah, that was a pitch out to the side, which was determined to be a backward pitch. So that was a live ball, but they did recover, and now it brings up 4th down.
He just pitched it a little hard, pitched it right over the head of the running back. So 6:15, the clock is running. Providence does not have anybody back to receive this punt. Good snap. He is going to punt it away. That ball is going to hit at the 5, and it's going to take 1 bounce into the end zone. So Providence will start at their 20, and I imagine we're about to have a heat timeout. So with the score 21-0, 5:55 to go in this first half, we'll take a break too. So 5:55 to go in the first half. Providence with its next possession starting after the touchback, starting at the 20-yard line. This time the give goes nowhere. Actually lost about 5 yards.
That give was to Garrett Raffle. And Nick, it looks like we've already brought in a few of the younger guys on the offensive line.
That would explain why Garrett didn't get any yards then.
Yeah, got Hayden Parker in. He's a 9th grader. Hayden now dressed out last year as an 8th grader. Very physical kid for his age.
So 2nd now and 13. This is the Wildcat. Colley, direct snap to Colley. He's going to go around the right side. He's got a blocker. He cuts back, looking for some more running room. He's going to get across the 40 to the 43-yard line. And that was a straight-up Wildcat with a run.
Yeah, that was a nice run by Colley. You know, I hate to say this, but he got out in the open field, and I noticed he was kind of looking behind him a little bit. He's still a little nervous from the fumble earlier in the game, but
yep.
Very good run by Edwin.
So 1st and 10 now from the 44-yard line after a large gain by Colley. This time Colley goes in motion to the right. The Gibbs goes back to the left. Tripped up after a gain of, we'll call it 2, 3. That'll bring up 2nd and 7 now.
Yeah, that was Colin Dean on the carrier. He's getting a lot of work at the fullback position. Nick, I call it fullback. I know they call it something else, but in this offense, but he's the fullback. It's the old position that our buddy. Well, we've had several good fullbacks along the way
Banks.
at Providence.
Spencer Walker.
Sterling Gatlin.
Sterling
Gatlin was our.
There we go. Direct snap this time to Colley. He goes around the left side, and he's got running room down the side, and I don't think they're catching him. Oh, they do. They forced him out of bounds at the 10-yard line. That time, number 9, the quarterback, Justin Mobley, who's playing safety, was able to get over there and force him out of bounds.
That was the second time tonight we've run the direct snap, and the first time he went to the right, this time he went to the left, and they don't really have an answer for that.
No, anything to the outside, they don't seem to have too much answer for at this point.
That's right.
Providence can hope that doesn't change. They don't make a major adjustment at half to fix that. Providence has 1st and 10 now. Ball sits just outside the 10-yard line. 3 minutes, 58 seconds to go in this first half. Gwynn, handoff to Colley, straight up the middle. He gets hit at the line of scrimmage. He's going to gain a couple of yards. They're going to mark the ball just inside the 10.
Yeah, Nick, that seemed to be a little slower developing and just didn't. Maybe the offensive line didn't quite get the hold on the blocks, no pun intended. But we are still running some young guys in and out and mixing them in with the starters, give them some experience.
It gives them experience and also keeps fresh legs in there where we can keep pushing. This time the give goes to Dean. Nope, that's Jackson.
That's Jackson Reeves on the inside handoff.
And he's going to go 9 yards for a touchdown.
Nick, I want to give shout out to some of these offensive linemen. Eli Yance is a sophomore that's starting at center this year, and I expect we'll see him for the next 3 years. He's a very good athlete, and this year he's starting at center, and I wouldn't be surprised at some point he plays some defensive line as well.
Snap to Dillard. He puts it down. Cade C with the kick. It's up, and it is good. So with 3:11 to go in this first half, Providence takes the 28-0 lead. Just heard a roar from the student section because I believe they were being filmed for TV later tonight. So.
Okay. I always like the camera.
Cade C will tee it up at the 40-yard line again with 3:11 to go in this first half. This time it's a low kick. It's going to be fielded and down at the 29-yard line, and that's where Zion Chapel will start its next possession. They have had some first downs now. That last series, Zion Chapel had a couple first downs.
That's right.
On that run in the Wildcat, they were able to get a couple first downs. So,
Nick, I saw a couple more freshmen in on that kickoff. There's Will Solomon right there.
Will Solomon's a young kid, but he's going to be a player.
He's going to be a player. He's a ninth grader, and it's so strange seeing these kids out there the same age as my youngest son. And of course, your youngest son is a senior, starting at quarterback for the 3rd year. It's just we're getting old.
Yes, we are. Give goes to number 25. He's going to try to get outside, not going to do it, lose about 3 yards there.
Brandon Barnes got him by the shoestring, and 58 came in and finished him off.
Who is that? 58, Eli.
Eli. As I said earlier, he's going to get some defensive playing time at some point, and here he is on the defensive line right now. And like I said, very good athlete. overall, we've got a lot more athletes on this team. Not that we haven't had them in the past, but there's a larger quantity of them.
Yes. Yep.
And we should. We're a bigger school now, and we should have more athletes.
Dropping back to pass is Mobley. He's getting some pressure. Looks downfield. It's going to be intercepted. That's going to be Labanowski with the interception and returns it for about 6 yards. So that's going to give Providence the ball on the 30-yard line with 2:13 to go in the half.
That's great. Labanowski is our backup quarterback, and
he read that play perfectly.
He read it perfectly.
And did a good job of timing it so he didn't get an interference call or anything like that. Was able to just kind of step in front of the route.
He held on to the ball very well and made sure of that before he started running. All right, guys.
So Providence may try to put one more in the end zone before this 2 minutes and 13 seconds expires, taking us to halftime. They're spread out.
Yeah, we've got Gray McClendon out to the right for the first time.
Gwynn drops back to pass. He's looking downfield. He's got
Gray McClendon.
He had Chapman over the top for a touchdown if he wanted him, but he'll take the 9-yard pass, and that'll bring up 2nd and 1.
Yeah, you got to love that when you roll out and you see two guys wide open.
Yeah, it is nice. And now one thing I did notice there, the receivers ran good routes that time. In prior seasons, I know we've seen times where the receivers' routes were so close together that they couldn't get separation from the defenders.
That's right.
That time they had good separation and made it very easy to find an open receiver.
Double handoff. Hunter Gwynn out leading the block.
Gwynn leads the block for Jackson Reeves, and he's going to go in from the 23-yard line for another touchdown with 1 minute and 27 seconds to go in this half.
Nick, that was the first time we've seen that double handoff tonight. That's been a staple of this offense since the early days, and it was wide open.
And he had two blockers at first, and one of them picked up a defender, and then Hunter was still out in front of him. So,
all right, another point after attempt here.
Snap to Dillard. He puts it down. C with the kick. And they're going to call that one good, too. So with 1 minute and 27 seconds to go in this first half, Providence with a commanding 35-0 lead. 1 minute, 27 seconds to go in this first half here at Providence Christian School. Nick Gwynn here with Mark Smith. So far, Mark, coaches Providence are seeing everything they wanted to see. Defense making a stand, and the offense moving the ball.
Absolutely. Zion Chapel kind of felt they might be a little undermanned, but Providence has come in here ready to play. And no matter who we were playing, we've looked good and just what the coaches wanted.
That ball's going to hit at the 11, bounce down to the 8, and be picked up there. Taken over to the left side. Going to be forced out of bounds at the 18-yard line.
By Cade C. We've heard that name before tonight. Also, Ricky Hall was down there as well.
The way this game has gone, the second half, Mark, we may see lots of players lots of the younger players for Providence tonight, which is a good thing. If we get them some experience right out of the gate. First and 10 for Zion Chapel. They will mark the ball actually on the 20-yard line. I didn't think he quite got there, but that's where the officials mark the ball. Justin Mobley is the quarterback. He will take the snap. It'll hand off in the backfield, and that's going to be a loss of about 4 yards.
That was number 55.
Number 6, Davis with a carry around.
That is
Biscuit.
That is Biscuit. We've not called his name tonight, but y'all have heard us talk about him over the last couple of years. His name's William Ernst, but his nickname is Biscuit. And he's been a fixture on that defensive line for the last couple of years.
He actually served some time last year as a center.
That's right.
And he would be, I would imagine, the backup center, if anything, if we ever need Eli to get a break. This time the give That time, that play took way too long to develop. As soon as the quarterback handed it off,
Robert Chapman
met him.
And Robert has played a very good game tonight on defense. He's really excelled, and glad to see that. Robert's a great kid. And
another one of our seniors,
Another
too.
senior. He played a lot on offense last year, but just sparingly on defense. But he's really making a difference tonight.
So it's 3rd and 16. And looks like Zion Chapel's just going to let this clock run out. It's down to 7 seconds. They're going to let it go. So at halftime here at Providence Christian School, the score is Providence 35, Zion Chapel 0. Starting the second half here at Providence Christian. Providence with a 35-0 lead over Zion Chapel. Nick Gwynn here with Mark Smith. And Providence will receive to start this half.
Yeah, Nick, good first half by the Eagles. And I've got some actual unofficial stats. Lance, great kick.
Wow.
Lance Griffin with the Eagle is at this game, and he posted some on his Twitter page.
Okay.
So in the first down, Providence had 13 first downs, 243 yards rushing, and was 2 for 6 for 37 yards passing.
And 1 touchdown.
With 1 touchdown. Zion Chapel had 1 first down, 14 yards rushing, and 1 for 4 with no yards in passing.
Wow.
Total domination.
Providence will start this possession at the 20-yard line. And Hunter Gwynn comes up under center for the first time tonight.
It's old school right there.
Going to give straight up the middle. And that was Garrett Raffle. He's going to get about 5 yards. You know, I heard at halftime, too, Mark, we talked earlier about the new coach we have, the lineman coach, coaches defensive line. And I heard a rumor that he told our defense if they didn't have at least 10 tackles for loss that they were running on Monday. So that may explain a little bit of the defensive position that we've taken tonight. Give up the middle again. And that's going to be close to a first down. Looks like he will have enough.
Yeah, Nick, it looks like we're going back to old school double wing Emerald football. And
just hand it right up the middle.
With a 35-0 lead, that's okay by me. And I'm sure that we'll start seeing the younger guys come in. We see Brian Lally warming up on the sideline. He's the backup. He's one of the backup quarterbacks, and he's a 10th grader. And
this time in the shotgun. That
yes.
ball goes to Colley. He's going to have about 13 yards for another first down. Yeah, if you can, when you're up 35-0, you can just hand the ball off and straight up the middle and keep moving the chains. There's really no point to do much else.
Absolutely.
It's not the most exciting football to watch, but
no,
it's effective. And that
those guys have been around Providence for a long time. This is what we had all game long, every game.
Yeah.
And we just learned to live with it. And you know what? We racked up a lot of points and a lot of yards back those days.
Yeah. And burned a lot of clock.
All
right, so looks like Zion Chapel who's taking a timeout? Looks like Zion Chapel takes a timeout. We got 10:46 to go in the third quarter. Score 35-0.
First half, it's Jared Ray, who's been a starter for the last couple of years. He's on the sideline without his shoulder pads on. I'm not sure exactly. It doesn't look too serious.
Jared's had some back issues, and he might have just had a little stinger, a little bit of pain in his back. This time to give to Colley over the right side. He's going to push forward for about 4 yards.
Nick, that offensive line obviously is just continuing where they left off in the first half. They're having their way with that defensive line, and Edwin came off that time. Coach had a few things to talk to him about. Oh, we got the
no
play of the year. We had to practice that because that'll come in handy down the road. And it's not a Providence game without a no play.
That's right. And that's going to give us 5 yards and make it a short second down.
I think if we go down and score here, we'll see quite a few of the young guys. Yeah,
I'll probably see Labanowski or Lolly in at quarterback.
Yeah, they're both warming up on the sideline, and no reason to get Hunter or the starting guys hurt.
Gwen under center again, give to the first man, and he's going to have
very close to the first
very
down.
Close,
depending on the spot.
He kind of rolled over the pile there.
Yep.
Clock is ticking, 9:42 to go in this third quarter.
Just short of the first down. It looks like it's inches. No, they did give him first down. No, I'll take that back.
Third down.
Yeah, he's got third
and about
an inch.
Third and not much.
Yeah, it gets a really good crowd for tonight, especially with the possibility of some bad weather. And but everybody's excited about the new year. We have 3 straight home games this year.
Everybody's sticking around too. You know, a lot of times at a game like this, you see people start to bail out. But
inside handoff. Oh,
ball's on the ground, and there's a fight for it. And I think Providence is signaling they got it back. Very fortunate there.
Jackson Reeves with a carry. He almost lost it one time, then he lost it at the end. Looks like that. Looks like the number 25, Cade C, with the recovery, and that's not what you want to see on the first series of the second half.
This time the give straight up the middle. It's going to be Cade C. He's going to be hit after about 7 yards. He gets hit and pushes forward for a couple more.
You know, Cade, one of my sons kind of grew up with Cade, and he's one of the toughest kids, even growing up as a youngster. And he is, that's the way he is on the football field. He's always, he'd rather run over somebody than run around him, let's just say that. And plays a great middle linebacker as well.
2nd and 2. 8 minutes to go in this third quarter. Under center, the give straight up the middle. That's going to be enough for a first down.
That's Garrett Raffle. He got the first down on that. He
picks up another Eagles first down. It'll be 1st and 10. Ball resting at the Rebel 27-yard line. And on the stop again for the Rebels, number 9, Motley.
Yeah, this series, Providence has started on their 20. They've burned nearly 5 minutes off the clock in this quarter, in this series. Give this time to C. He goes up the middle, gets into the backfield.
Nice run. Nick, we haven't gone outside the hashes on this series, just running up the middle, and it's running the clock and wearing this team out.
So 7:36 to go in the third quarter, and we're going to have another timeout. Zion Chapel taking a timeout to catch their breath. First and 10 from the 15. Gwen under center. Give to Raffle. He's going to fight for maybe a yard.
That was actually Cade again.
Oh, it was Cade? Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're just banging it out now.
You were right to begin with. I thought that was Cade. There, that was Raffle, and got 1 yard on the play. We were talking during the break. We've really ran a lot of clock, and we've not ran it. We have not ran outside the hashes. We're just running it right down. They've already called 2 timeouts to catch their breath.
Gwen takes a snap. This time, number 25. That's Cade. Cade's going to get about 3 yards. Get down to the 11, just inside the 11. Clock continues to run.
You know, we might have seen the end of Edwin Colley on the night. No need at this point to keep running him. He's probably...
Yeah, him and Jackson Reeves both, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure that Edwin's over 100 and Jackson's close to it.
This time to give to Cade C again. He fights forward for a couple yards.
Yeah, we faked the outside and handed it inside to him. And that's going to bring up 4th and about 3. No, 4th and maybe 4. Looks like we're going to go for it.
you know,
May see our first pass play of the second half.
well, first pass play or the first play that goes outside, one of the two.
One of the two.
Gwynn in the shotgun with C in the backfield with him. Gets the snap. Nope, they go up the middle again. He's not going to get anywhere, though. He got back to the line of scrimmage. Actually, maybe a yard.
That play was a little too slow developing. And
so Providence turns it over on downs for the first time tonight. No, it was the second time. Didn't we go for it? We went for it in the first half. Didn't get it. But 5 minutes, 40 seconds to go in this third quarter.
Looks like we got a heat timeout.
And we got a heat timeout. Providence 35, Zion Chapel 0. So after the heat timeout, and Providence has turned it over on downs, Zion Chapel starts this possession at the 8-yard line. They're going to give the ball. He's going to try to get outside.
Oh, there's a hold. Yeah, that's going to come back.
He got outside, but he was brought down after enough yards for a first down. I don't think he would have gone all the way because we had safeties back there. But that's coming back.
Yeah, Nick, Brandon Barnes was about to make the tackle when the guy grabbed him by the shoulder and pulled him straight back, and the white hat was there to throw the flag.
So holding against Zion Chapel. That will back them up half the distance, so it will now be first and about 14 from the 4. Yeah, Colley and Gwynn both have their helmets off on the sideline.
Yeah.
I don't anticipate seeing either one of those guys back.
No, I don't either. No.
It's not worth the risk.
Absolutely.
Quarterback keeps it this time, goes around to the right side. He's going to get almost back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he's met there by number 20, Colin Dean, and number 55, Biscuit, and 75, Brian Jones. Also, Robert Chapman in on the tackle.
So 2nd and 10 now for Zion Chapel. Ball sits on the 8-yard line. 4:50 to go.
So far in this series,
this third quarter. I just saw a pop of lightning over there. That ball goes over the left side. No gain on that one.
Brian Jones in again on the play, and Ricky Hall. Yeah, a little heat lightning, Nick. I don't think it's
nothing to worry about. It's not like last week.
And that's a camera flash there.
Yeah, last week drove to Kinston for the Jamboree and never set foot on the field. Just a absolutely amazing light show with the lightning.
Yeah, I got about halfway there and turned around.
3rd and 9 now for Zion Chapel. Give to the second man. He's going to try to go around the left side, and that's going to be a tackle for a loss.
He's met there by Brandon Barnes. Nice open field tackle. Another tackle for a loss.
Good job there, Brandon, containing on that end, not getting sucked into the play, and just holding his position out there.
Absolutely.
That's going to put Zion Chapel in a punting situation, 4th and 9. Their punter backs up into the end zone. We do have some. Who is that, Mark? Can you tell who that is back to receive?
Yeah, that's number 9.
Gray McClendon.
Gray McClendon.
Gray should get, probably should get good field position here. Gray should be able to field this and get a little bit of a return. It's a good punt. Wow.
Great punt, man.
That carried in the air 54 yards, then bounced 3 more. So that ball goes out of bounds on the 42-yard line.
Yeah, that's a couple of really nice punts by this kid. And
he punted that from the goal line, and it landed on the 52.
I believe that was Nathan Green. Is that right, Nick? I'd like to call his name out if they can. Is number 8 their punter?
I I have a hard time. Those red numbers
Yeah.
are not showing up as well as I'd like them to.
Anyway, very nice punt. And, still good field position.
And
Looks
we
like
do see
Brian Lally
Is that Brian? Yep, it is. Number 5, Brian Lally, 10th grader in at quarterback. The give
to number 40.
To number 40. We're going to have to be looking up some names here. That's Harrison Barron.
Yes, he's a freshman. And here comes Jay Wilson Benton, number 6, into the game. He's another freshman. So getting Jackson Reeves out, that's a good
Reeves
move.
Coming out.
We don't need him in getting injured after the game is already in hand. So
that's good for
these guys. You know, they didn't get to play the jamboree. A lot of them would have gotten to play a lot during the jamboree. And so
Harrison Barron had a nice 5-yard carry for his first carry as an Eagle.
Absolutely.
Give him the ball again. He's going to fight forward, maybe get a yard.
Yep. Yeah, we got some a lot of young guys on the line too, and they're coming out wanting to hit people.
Third now, and about 4. 2 minutes to go in this third quarter. Brian Lally in the shotgun. They called a no play.
No play.
Didn't work, so Providence has to take a timeout with 1 minute and 45 seconds to go in this third quarter.
Yeah, Hunter's got to teach.
All right, third down and about 3 here. Lally in the shotgun. Pitch out to the left. He's going to look for the corner.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's going to be a little bit short, Nick, but
he's going to be about a yard short.
It's good to see a freshman put his head down and try to run over somebody instead of just going out of bounds. He's about a yard short. We're going to go ahead and go for it.
4th and 1. The clock continues to run down to 1 minute and 20 seconds in the third quarter. And Providence has had the ball of the 12 minutes of this quarter, Mark. I think Providence had the ball 10 of them.
That's right.
This time Lally gives to.
Ooh! I believe he got the first down, though. It's going to be close depending on the spot.
Harrison Barron with the carry that time.
Oh, they moved it back, but I still think he got the first down. And
they're going to call it a first down.
Yes. I tell you what, that was a nice hit. I wish I would have seen what number it was.
That's the best hit I've seen Zion Chapel player make tonight.
It looks like it might have been number 1. He's feeling the effects of it up back there, and I think he's a freshman. We saw him a while ago.
Charles Sin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the 9th grade listed as a quarterback. Also evidently plays a little defensive back. This time, ball's put on the ground, and I think Zion Chapel recovered that one, Mark. That time the handoff just didn't quite go as planned, but that's why you want to take advantage of the situation like this and get those younger players in so they get a little more comfortable with those handoffs.
That's right. It's one of those exchange issues, and running back was running before you had the ball completely tucked in. But this gives Zion Chapel some good field position here. And looks like we still got most of our starters out there on defense trying to, I guess, hold the shutout.
So Zion Chapel has the ball on the 38-yard line, 1st and 10. There's 30 seconds to go in this third quarter, so this probably will be the last play of this quarter. The give to number 2, trying to get around the left side.
Yeah, Ricky Hall met him there, as well as Jackson Reeves.
Hunter Oswald on the carry.
And Biscuit finished him off. But
and he got back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing more.
Number 2, Oswald with the carry around left end.
Clock is running down to 10 seconds.
They're going to let that run out. Wind's really picking up, Nick.
So as the third quarter expires, Providence Christian has a 35-0 lead on Zion Chapel. As we start the fourth quarter here, Mark, Providence with a comfortable 35-0 lead. Zion Chapel has the ball. 2nd down and 10. They're going to give the ball around the right side, try to get the corner. He got maybe a yard and met by Cade C. and Sawyer Labanowski.
Yeah, Labanowski knocked him down. All right, we're bringing in
Reed Legier, yeah.
number 12. And I played high school baseball with Reed's dad, Jerry, quite an athlete.
Yep.
Now Jay Wilson Benton's coming in, another 9th grader.
We see a lot of these younger kids getting some playing time tonight. So 11:20 to go in the ball game.
3rd down.
3rd and 7. And that time, Providence jumps off sides. I don't know if they were running a no play intentionally or if they just didn't get the snap off. So that'll mark 5 yards off against Providence. Give them a little bit shorter 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and about 3 now.
You know, Nick, it's starting to get to the point where I don't recognize some of the names on these rosters like I used to.
I don't even know they don't even have older siblings.
Right, that's right.
This time quarterback
nice
keeps
tackle.
it.
Nice
Good
tackle
tackle
right
there.
It looks like that was Ricky Hall again. And
Ricky Hall got him from the feet.
yep, and number
then
20, Colin
Dean
Dean finished him off. And that was a big play right there. With no gain. Now it's 4th down and 3.
4th and 3. Clock at 10.5 minutes to go in this game. And it looks like Zion Chapel may go for this. At this point in the game, what do they have to lose, I think?
That's right.
Providence would like to stop them right here and get the ball back and then just run the clock on out. They go with a no play. Nobody's biting. This time quarterback keeps it, goes straight up the middle.
He's
going to be close. No, they're going to spot him about a yard back. It looks like he fell forward close enough. But
once then, Colin Dean and number 70, I believe.
Number 70 would be Garrison Wise.
Yeah.
So Providence will take over. 1st down and 10. Ball sits at the 43-yard line.
Nick, as I said earlier,
Brian Lolly comes back in at quarterback.
Like I said earlier, we're dressing a lot of freshmen, and it looks like pretty much the whole everybody on the field may be a freshman at this point.
I was a little surprised. I wasn't sure who the number 2 quarterback would be, whether it would be Harrison, who was number 2 last year, or Brian. Well, but it looks like you're going Brian. The advantage there is you got 3 years to work with him. So.
Well, not only that.
You don't need Harrison, who's your starting cornerback, getting hurt.
At this point in this game. I mean, you don't know whether you do it if in an emergency situation in a game that was close, but at this point it's better to get Brian some experience and let Labanowski rest on the sidelines.
That's right. Harrison Barron on that carry for about 2.5 yards. Providence is going to move. If they can move the chains a few times, I think they can run this clock on out. Ollie takes a snap. Oh, ball gets coughed up again.
No, he held on to it.
Did he? It looked like it came shooting out.
No, he had it the whole time.
Whew. I don't know what I saw flying across the field.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm seeing things.
Anyway, Will Solomon playing fullback then with the lead block.
Nice about 4-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 4. 9 minutes on the clock. Lolly will take the snap. This time it doesn't go anywhere. It gets maybe a yard. It's going to bring up 4th down and about 3.
This is interesting. He's bringing the first team back in to try this 4th down play. At least everybody but Hunter and pretty much everybody except for Hunter.
No, he didn't bring Hunter or Edwin back in. No, that's because they're punting.
It's a punt team. Okay. That makes sense.
Eli Yance, I believe Eli Yance is our punter. I'm not sure who our long snapper is. First punt for the season for Providence. It's a low spinning kick. It's going to hit and bounce, and it's going to roll, and they're going to get this one down inside the 5, right on the 5.
You know, Eli did a good job last year at the end of the year when he came in and started punting, and there again, he center on offense, punter. He's going to be entrenched in those two positions for a while.
It was a good punt. Not a lot of carry, but a great roll.
I think Biscuit is the long snapper. Give credit to him.
You know, Matthew Morales, who was a center a couple years ago and had suffered a knee injury, and he came back from that knee injury and then injured it again and had to go through another surgery. He's recouping now. He hopes to get back before the season's over and be able to dress out and snap the ball a few times. He is a senior as well. They turn it upfield. Looked like he was trying to go outside, but he turned up and he got back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a half-yard gain.
All right. You know, Nick, in the years past, we haven't had as many of these ninth graders dressing out, and so we had to play some of our starters to the end of the game because we didn't have a choice.
Right.
And
well, there's a lot of good talent. The JV team has got. There's some guys that aren't dressing out with the varsity that are on JV that are going to be great ball players when they get up here. So quarterback keeps it this time, tries to go over the right tackle. And he's going to get maybe 2 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 7. Coleman Wright comes into the game for Providence, along with Jacob Bell.
Yep, Coleman Wright's another freshman. He's his dad, I think, played at Troy. He's also one of the assistant coaches now. And
quarterback keeps this one, tries to go around the right side, and there's nowhere for him to go.
Got Cade C. Solomon, Will Solomon, probably his first varsity tackle right there.
Yeah.
First of many, I'm sure.
I've watched Will grow up, and he's a tough kid.
Yeah, he is.
And he's going to be something.
He's a prototypical middle linebacker too, and going to see a lot of him in the coming years. Also, Abe Britton, number 62, is a freshman. He was in on that tackle. He's also going to be a good football player.
4th and about 6, and nobody back for Providence to return this punt. Snap is high and goes out of bounds.
Safety.
That's going to be a safety. Providence will get 2 points, and they'll get the ball back. You know, the punts, the snaps on the punts tonight, several of them have been high. That one just a little too high to handle. So that'll make the score Providence 37, Zion Chapel 0. There's 5 minutes, 54 seconds left to go in this ball game, and Zion Chapel will be kicking off. So after the snap out of bounds for the safety, Zion Chapel will elect to punt this ball from the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Edwin tried to sneak in on the kickoff return team.
Yeah, coach is saying, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
Edwin just wanted one more touch of that football tonight.
That's right. And
that's good punt. He's punting into the wind, which is a little tough.
Not sure what happened there. They blew the whistle before he even caught the ball.
I don't think they ever blew the ball live for him to kick. It was a pretty good punt into the wind, though.
Yeah, sure was.
I mean,
this kid can punt. I'm telling you, we've seen that on a couple of occasions.
You see the flag out there blowing straight back. All the flags on the goalposts. He's kicking straight into the wind.
You know, Nick, I've been wanting to call this kid's name, but he's number 18, and that's not on the roster. So,
go on. Number 18 for Zion Chapel.
Yeah.
You're an excellent punter, my friend. So here we go again. This punt's just as good. Ball comes down, hits the ground at the 37, and it's going to be, he tried to pick it up, but he had his knee on the ground. It's going to be spotted at the 35-yard line.
That was a freshman mistake, but he'll learn from that. He's done a good job tonight.
a 45-yard punt into the wind.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Nick, 5 minutes, 52 seconds left here. We're just running clock. We're not even attempting to score. We could have named the score tonight. And
all right.
All right. Even though it's not hot,
It's
we're taking
not.
a heat timeout.
Heat timeout with 5:52 left to go in this ball game. Providence up 37-0. Brian Lawley with the give up the middle. That's going to get maybe a yard.
That's Barron again.
It's going to be second and about 9. 5:43 to go. Clock continues to run. Providence wants it to hurry.
Gain of 1 on the play brings up second down and 9 for the Eagles.
Second and 9. Lawley gets the play. Takes low snap, scrambles with it. He's got to find room. Gets outside, turns the corner. Brian Lawley, good
Nice
run
right there.
That's the way to make something out of nothing right there.
Absolutely. He didn't hesitate. He picked it up and took off and turned the corner and followed his blockers very well.
About a 16-yard gain there. Gets it across midfield. The only bad thing is he got out of bounds to stop the clock.
Actually, he did.
Or they just move it?
Yeah, they just moved it.
Oh, they started it back. Okay, I thought he got pushed out of bounds.
He turned it back in. That was another thing that was impressive. He didn't run out of bounds. He took on the tackler.
Yeah, as soon as that snap came back on the ground, and he didn't hesitate. That was a good heads-up play by a 10th grader. First and 10. Give up the middle. A little bit of running room for Barron, and he's going to get about 6 yards. Mark will be back here next week, and got Houston County coming to town.
First area game. Houston County has a new coach this year, and they're in the rebuilding stages, but I understand they're taking it on the chin tonight, but it's an area game, and you never know what happens in those.
And Houston County always has some good athletes, and so you got to be careful there. But
That's right.
We need as many fans out here as we can get for that first area game of the year.
Nick, seeing some lightning in the background.
There's a flag.
Oh, looks like we took too much time. We got to get this play clock fixed. But anyway, there's some little bit of lightning in the background, in the distance, I should say. Hopefully we can get these last 3 minutes and 38 seconds done before any weather gets us.
So the penalty negates the gain that I think it was Barron had. Second and a little more than 10. Lawley, another
fumbled again.
Fumbled snap. He's going to try to turn the corner again. This time I think he was. Nope, wasn't pushed out of bounds. They're going to keep the clock running. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up third down.
Brian's another kid that we, both of us kind of grew up coaching in baseball and things, and another really good kid. His older brother Brad played here at Providence and was a really good athlete. They're a little bit different in their sizes, but Brian's just a sophomore right now, but you can tell he's going to be a good quarterback.
It's third and 10 now for Providence. 2:50 to go in this ball game. This time Lawley with the pitch out to the left.
Yeah, to Barron.
Barron's going to get around the corner. Oh, had one man to beat.
One man to beat.
He's going to be short of the first down, about a 7-yard gain there.
Yeah, so he hesitated just a little bit before taking it on outside, and he was one step away of taking it all the way.
Fourth and about, looks like 5 from here. So, Mark, what do you do? 2:23, clock's running. You go for it right here?
Yeah, you run the ball right here. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But
too many things can happen with a punt, as Zion Chapel found out a minute ago with that one going out of the back of the end zone. So.
Yeah.
Lawley takes the snap. This time it's a toss to the right.
Yep.
Barron's
got
blockers this time.
Get behind
Let's
Will just
block.
took out. Will just took out one of the
Zion Chapel
defenders, and Barron went right behind him for the first down.
Yeah, Barron did a good job there. He got out there quick, but he slowed up and let his blockers do their job to open up a hole for him and moves the chains. Clock continues to run now. We're under 2 minutes left in this ball game.
I mean, this is an entire team of ninth graders right here, and they're really doing a good job.
Delay give this time.
Barron
rumbles, breaks a tackle. He's going to get inside the 25. It's going to be close to another first down, just about a yard short.
Main thing is the clock is still running. Wouldn't mind seeing us pop one more touchdown, but not necessary.
I think that, you just said it, there's a team of ninth graders out there. I think they would like nothing more than to put one in the end zone.
That's right. Doesn't look like that. Zion Chapel's probably put some subs in, but some of their starters are still out there. But anyway, Brian's leading a really good drive here. Give these guys some experience. You never know when some of these guys may have to play in crunch time.
Might need to hurry here. Minute to go in this ball game. 2nd and 2, I'm sorry. This time to give to Barron again. He's going to fight for some yards right up the middle, get inside the 15.
He does not look like a freshman running the football.
No, he doesn't.
He's really tough. He keeps his legs running.
After that fumble he had in that first possession he was in, he's been wrapping that ball up tight. He doesn't want to put it on the ground again.
Yeah, they've taken him out now, and the players on the sidelines are kind of mobbing him a little bit, congratulating him on his first varsity football game.
This may be the last play here. 35 seconds to go in this ball game. The clock is running. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line.
All right,
so if our ninth graders don't put it in right here, I think this is going to be it.
We've got one sophomore that just come in the game, number 16.
Lolly gives 16, a sophomore. He's looking for the corner. He's trying to get outside, and he's going to get there.
He got it.
He gets to the corner. That's number 16, Jordan Douglas.
Jordan Douglas. He dressed out last year but didn't get a lot of playing time, and that's I believe his first carry in varsity football.
Jordan Douglas comes in, takes that ball to the outside for a 15-yard touchdown. 13.7 seconds to go in this ball game, and coaches, you got to feel good when their ninth graders can go out there and drive the ball down the field like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Ernst is the snapper, and that kick is up, and it is good.
All right.
So with 13.7 seconds left to go in this ball game, Providence 44, Zion Chapel 0. So we come back for Providence to kick off. 13.7 seconds left to go in this ball game. Providence just pretty much controlling the field tonight. 44-0 is the score.
Yeah, Nick, it's good to see that we really didn't have a slowdown with basically the third string guys, second and third string guys there, and they've continued to play hard. And, really only a few minor mistakes.
I think we only had one turnover tonight.
That's right.
It's always good to keep those out of your stats, but
yeah, they can be contagious. So far, so good. Cade C kicking off here.
He will do a little pooch kick, and it's going to be fielded.
Once again, wouldn't be a Providence game without a pooch kick.
Nope. Well, we haven't seen an onside kick tonight.
Not, but had to practice the old pooch. Anyway, 13.7 seconds left, probably enough for one play.
Ball will sit on the 35-yard line. Zion Chapel will come out for one last play. Again, we will be back here next week. Houston County will come to town. Zion Chapel, I just heard, will travel next week to play Elba.
Yeah, Nick, Zion Chapel is, they've got some big kids. They just don't have that one athlete that can make a difference. And
Right.
They don't have a lot of team speed, and that really hurts them on offense.
Zion Chapel's going to take their last time out to draw up one more play. We'll take a break as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure the coach is real happy about them taking a timeout, their coach.
Okay, so after the Zion Chapel timeout, 13.7 seconds, and this should be the last play of the game, and they're going to give the ball to number 33. Ooh. And he's not going to go very far. That is Joseph McCrory.
Yes, and Will Solomon in on the tackle.
And time will expire. So for Mark Smith,
as well as Reed Legier, I want to get his name in.
Oh, Legier, get him in there one more time. For Mark Smith, this is Nick Gwynn from Providence Christian, where Providence Eagles finished tonight 44-0 over Zion Chapel Rebels.
You've been watching High School Football Game Night, presented by Scenic Cable Network and Productions. Join us again next time.